Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry. That's Nick beside me. Vito down below. We should have one or two more people on their way coming. 4-game slate today. Not a lot of games, but I really like them. I really like these games, and I found some spots that I like. We'll get to the chat here. Detroit Lenny says, "Let's go Red Wings." Good luck with that tonight, Lenny, because you will need it. Mom Who Bets, Wild -2.5, obviously. I'm actually highly considering that bet. We'll see if I get to it.
Well, my score prediction will back up that 2.5.
Lenny says it's always the Wings. Kev says, Lenny, no. And that's how we'll start off the show. Figured a small 4-game slate. We'll bring up the comments here as we wait for the others to join in. Nick, how has hockey been going for you lately?
It's actually been going pretty good. Yesterday was, I think, a little bit of a down day. Yeah, 2-3-1. But previous to that, I've been up. I think I want to say I'm up 11 units in the month of February. So I'm off to a decent start in the NHL. And I think since February started, I've been going almost exclusively with team totals and totals in general, no money lines. So I have been having success in team totals and totals in general. So I'm going to keep riding with those. So hockey's been pretty good since the start of February.
Awesome. Vito, obviously you're 3-0 in best bets, 3-0 in best parlay pieces. So the show has been going really well for you. How has hockey in general been going?
It's okay. Nothing too much. Yesterday, didn't want to have any place. Ended up playing Capitals. That was a mistake, man. So another time I just realized that if you don't feel like you need any place in that game a day, just stay away. Don't need to force anything. So yeah, but anyways, before that, yeah, of course, best bets St. Louis Blues won this show. Also, we've been riding Calgary on a 4-game winning streak now already. So we're looking to continue that tomorrow. Just need to find the right number, as I know they are pretty priced.
Big favors.
Yeah. So that would be, yeah. That's
awesome.
That's from my side.
Yeah, most likely I'm going to be putting the Calgary game as a free pick video tonight. I'll film that, release it. I'll do a video with probably do a couple free pick videos for tomorrow, but definitely the Calgary Flames game. Terry has his own YouTube. Yes, I do. Terry and Friends. Welcome on in. It's awesome. We will get started right here. The very first game. The game I will be watching tonight. Detroit Red Wings +200 are in Minnesota, -240, a total of 6 in this game. The Wild 13-1-2 versus the Eastern Conference this season, 8-0-1 versus the Eastern Conference at home in Minnesota this year. They have played very well against the East. Wild 10-1-1 in their last 12 games, playing great hockey right now. Detroit 4-4-1. So they're not playing horrible hockey or anything. But this is a really good team. Minnesota, the Detroit's facing tonight. Detroit 7-12-3 on the road. Minnesota 15-3-1 at home. 4-1 in their last 5 at home versus Detroit. And as you can see here, Minnesota has a huge advantage in goals for. They're scoring almost 2 more goals per game than Detroit is when playing at home. Detroit on the road, and are also allowing 1 goal less at home, and then Detroit is on the road. Power play, penalty kill, it's kind of even there. The Wild struggle at home on the power play. Neither team has a really good penalty kill. But I like the Wild here. Won't be a surprise to anybody in this game. I'm taking the Wild. I am on, let's see here, Minnesota -1.5. +110. The Wild race to 4 goals at +105. And then I have the Wild in 2 parlays that I'll be discussing here in a moment. Nick, what do you think here? Red Wings and Wild.
Yeah, this is one of the spots that I actually saw first on the slate. And when we look at the Red Wings here for a second, they've actually looked not terrible per se. Since the break, they're 2-0. They are 1-1 in the expected goal battles, though. So they were not the better team in that 4-2 win over the Philadelphia Flyers. They got outchanced by the Flyers 3.67 expected goals to 2.02. So if they're giving up this type of chances to Philadelphia, now they're taking on a Minnesota Wild team who has put up at least 3 expected goals in 7 of their last 10 games. I like the over in the spot here. I got over 6, and I got the team total over 3.5 here for the Minnesota Wild. And I did say with Mom Who Bets comment there when she said Wild -2.5, obviously. Well, my score prediction will kind of match that because I did get the score right when I said 3-2 Wild over the Hurricanes. I'm going 5-2 Wild tonight. I think that this is a game where the Red Wings should be able to put a couple in the back of the net, but I think the Wild offensively should take advantage of the Detroit Red Wings here. So over 6 for me here, and the team total over 3.5 for the Wild.
Awesome. Weapon X, well, welcome in. What are you thinking here, Red Wings and Wild?
I mean, it's a fade spot for Red Wings here. It's 2 different caliber teams. I don't care that they won 2 games. They won them against the Flyers. It's clear indication of they took advantage of playing a really bad team. Yes, they actually have been getting scoring from multiple lines, which is a good balance for them. But again, defensively, they're dog shit. Goaltending, they're pretty shitty too. Yeah, Zvech, Nedeljkovic or Grice, whoever is in net, gives up a lot of rebounds. And Nedeljkovic is small as shit too. So it's like you have a lot of room to shoot. This Minnesota Wild can score for almost any line, and they're at home. So it's a no-brainer here, the puck line, when you get it at plus money. Cool bet is plus 105. On Bet365, it's at 110, so it's even better. So Minnesota Wild puck line plus 110. Nick alluded to the super puck line. You could also maybe risk that one too. But I mean, with the puck line not being at the value that it is, it's just a clear punt for me here. I'm not sure about the 6 because it's juiced, and because of Detroit can disappear in scoring wise. So I don't think that they might cover that because Detroit can't get to the scoreboard. So puck line for me.
All right. Vito, what do you think here, Red Wings and Wild?
I took puck line yesterday already on the Wild because, you just have to follow, this path, Detroit won 2 games now against Flyers. It's very great now. And Wild are coming off a win as well. Well, which team most likely wins today? Perhaps Wild, right? So, yeah, the Weapon X already told everything more or less, so nothing to add here. I'm puck line here. Even I like Red Wings, it's on my team, but you just have to do what you have to do sometimes.
For sure. We will go on to the next game here. Chicago is in Winnipeg, plus 145 for the Blackhawks, minus 165 for Winnipeg, a total of 5.5 in this game. I'll bring up the stats here. Winnipeg has enjoyed playing Chicago in Winnipeg. They've scored 5+ goals in 5 of the last 8 games at home versus Chicago, 4+ in 6 of the 8 games. Kyle Connor in his last 3 games has power play points in 3 straight games. The Jets 7-1 in their last 8 at home versus Chicago, 3-1-1 in their last 5. Chicago's 2-6-2 in their last 10. As you can see here, Jets have the advantage in goals for and goals against at home versus Chicago on the road. And really interestingly, both teams have the dead last penalty kill. So Winnipeg dead last at home, Chicago dead last on the road, and both have top 10 power plays. So with that in mind, I'm taking Kyle Connor over half a power play point. I'm also taking Patrick Kane over half a power play point. Connor anytime goal, and Winnipeg Jets team total over 3.5. I think the Jets come in. They've been playing well. I think they get the win here. I think we see some power play goals. I would not talk anybody off the over. We have that sports guy joining us. We went over the Wild game. What do you think of Detroit, Minnesota?
Yeah, for me, I took the over 6 at -120. No, wait, I didn't. Sorry, I took the Wild race to 4 at +110, and I took the Wild money line parlayed with over 6 at +163. Detroit's gone over in 4 of their last 5. They have gone under in 4 of their last 5 on the road, however. But they've been playing okay in terms of expected goals for both on the road and home lately. Against shittier teams, they've been able to kind of shut it down, but against some better teams, their expected goals against, you see it rise. They've given up 9, 13, 13, 13, 15, and 15 high danger chances over their last 6 games, so they're giving up chances. And then Minnesota on the other side, I think they played a great game the other night against Carolina. Build momentum off here. They are giving up some looks themselves, high danger looks. So I think the Wings will be able to score a couple. I don't think they'll win this game. I think the Wild will win the game in the end. So I took the Wild race to 4 at +110, and then the Wild money line parlayed with the over 6 at +163.
Awesome. I will come back to you in the Chicago-Winnipeg game. Nick, what do you think here of Blackhawks and Jets?
I actually really like this game. And I think I mentioned this before Winnipeg's game against Nashville is watch out for this Jets team. I think they're going to go on a little run here. The All-Star break has definitely helped them. They've been playing a lot better since then. Their advanced numbers are actually really good for expected goals for. They put up at least 3 expected goals in 7 of their last 10 games. So this is a team that does create chances. And I do like Winnipeg. I liked them in the beginning of the year, and I like them here tonight. I think they take advantage of a poor defensive team in Chicago with an overworked goalie in Marc-Andre Fleury. And I see Mom Who Bets there says Winnipeg and the over money line parlay. I don't hate that because I do have the team total over for Winnipeg as well. If you want to play it safer, because we don't know how much we're going to get offensively from Chicago tonight, I think I would rather the team total over than trying to parlay the two because it could be 4-1 and then you can lose that play. I do have the over 5.5 bet as well. I really like the over 5.5. I'm just saying if you guys do like some of these money line and over parlays, I think sometimes the safer way to go is just taking a team total over, especially if it's a big favorite, because you don't know how many goals you're going to get from the other team. But for this spot here, I do like team total over 3.5 for the Winnipeg Jets. And I like the full game over 5.5. I really like that full game over 5.5. Both these teams have been trending way over. Winnipeg 8-1-1 expected goals wise in their last 10 to the over 5.5, and 7 of the last 10 for Chicago as well. So this is probably, I think, one of my favorite plays of the day, over 5.5.
Awesome. Vito, what do you think here of Blackhawks and Jets?
Well, if you look situational here, Chicago is on their last game on this road. And then they go home. They're going to have to start the homestand. And Jets are starting the homestand. They're going to play Minnesota, Seattle, and Oilers in the end of the week. So we have one team which are finishing the road and going home, another team which is starting. So definitely, well, that points me to the Winnipeg. And just if we watch also the very first meeting between these two clubs this year, I mean, Winnipeg outshot Chicago 33-18 and won 5-1. And, well, it's the same roster. I mean, only player they're missing, that's Jones, the D-man. Rest of the guy, they have Jonathan Taves and everyone. And Jets were missing Hellebuck. It was Comrie in the net. So I don't see any chance, to be honest, Chicago here tonight. They cannot put the puck in the net there. So there's no chance for Chicago. I think Winnipeg is the play here.
Awesome. That sports guy, Blackhawks, Jets. What do you think?
Do Alex before me. I just got to do something here.
Yep, no problem. Weapon X,
Smashing.
Blackhawks and Jets. What do you think here?
Sorry, Ryan, I had to. Yeah. Fuck. Eh,
Jets money line.
Two of your
What,
favorite
Jets
teams
puck
here.
line?
Two of your favorite teams I know you love to back.
Jets
Yeah,
puck line plus
I love
150.
to back fade the Jets. Yes, I
Exactly.
love to back fade the Jets.
Ah,
I know
Yeah,
you're
they
the
won.
two teams you love to fade.
They did win 5-2 against Nashville, but they had like 6 power play points, 6 power play opportunities,
yeah.
and 3 goals out of the power play. So basically, I think the way they won that game was a lot closer than people see, and you see the scoreboard 5-2. That wasn't really a 5-2 game. Actually, they were down in the first period 2-1. So the Hawks. Fuck the Hawks. This is what they do, man. They ruin games like this. When they're heavy dogs against Jets. I will tend to agree with you in this spot. It's end of a road trip. They can't really score on the road. They can score at home. We've seen them score early at home. My angle here is what I do like is the over and the first period over. I think here the Jets could probably smack a couple of quick ones. The Blackhawks probably too would like to get on the board here, so I do like the over. Maybe the over 2.5. I might sprinkle half unit. That one should be at +2 something. If I'm not mistaken. First period. Let's see. Alternative total 2.5 +250. So 2.5 goals in the first period in this game. I do like it that it's going to be high scoring. I think the Blackhawks can get at least a couple, and especially in the first period. So, yeah.
All right. That's worst guy. What do you think here, Blackhawks and Jets?
Yeah, over 5.5 minus 120, and Jets team total over 3.5 plus 110. I might end up taking Winnipeg and the over in a parlay, not sure yet. But I think you guys kind of said it here. Chicago's wrapping up a road trip. I mean, what do we got here? Sorry. They've been okay offensively in terms of generating chances. They've been kind of all right as of late, nothing special. But their expected goals against, they've got an expected goals against of 3+ in 8 of their last 10. And kind of adding to what Nick said, Winnipeg's got an expected goals for of 3+ in 15 of their last 19 games. So I know this, like I've kind of been on this train as well. Like it's this team is kind of due for some sort of regression here. I know defensively they weren't playing great. Hellebuck wasn't great, but if you look at the 4 games he's played this month so far, he's got a 1.99 goals against and a 940 save percentage now. So he's played okay over these last 4 games. His January was awful. But I like the over here just because, like I said, Winnipeg, in terms of expected goals for, is producing chances. Fleury, in his last 4 games against the Jets, has gotten lit up in all 4 of those games. So I think the Jets get to him. I think the Blackhawks will be able to score a couple as well, just considering their power play is something that carries them, and the Winnipeg penalty kill is not that great. So I think the Blackhawks do get on the board 1-2. I think this game goes over. That's why I took just to be safe, I took the Jets team total over 3.5 just in case, because I mean we could, like Nick said, we could see a 4-1 game here, and then the under. We end up saying under 5.5. So, but I do think they can score. I'll take over 5.5 minus 120, and I'll take the Jets team total as well, just to piggyback on that, I guess.
may I ask you what you get odds on team total for Jets? What's the odds?
3.5 at plus 110.
Yeah, 3.5 plus 110.
All right, so
yeah,
just in my book. Okay, good. Yeah, I just want to check. Okay.
All right, before we get to the next game here, if you see at the bottom of the screen and the scroller there, the spreadsheet, I use the same spreadsheet when I bring up my game stats there. Nathan has done a lot of work in period by period stats. He has a lot of stats there. Nick has his own page. He's doing expected goal stats. So there are a ton of stats on the spreadsheet. The link is in the description of each video, also on Twitter. at Let's Go Wild Picks. If you follow me, the link is there as well. A lot of work goes into the spreadsheet, and we'd love for you to check it out.
I
We
just
will
want
go
to
on.
add, my book has it at plus 126 over 3.5. So that's a big difference, I guess, right?
Plus 126.
Yeah.
110 on my book. What book are you on?
Well, in Europe.
Okay, there it is. It's a European book.
Can I use that European book for my best bet?
No, you cannot. I cannot use your bots as well.
No, you can use your
Hey.
book, man. I use my cool bet book, so it's not
Hey, yeah, you said any odds, any book, right?
Yeah, you can use those.
Me? You mean here in Europe?
I might start messaging Vito to get what odds are on his book, and start using those here, man.
just sending some money to grow the bank.
Yeah, because even if the odds are different, it won't be so much different that people can't bet that game. Like, I'm still taking Winnipeg team total at plus 105. So that doesn't make a difference. But if there's a book that has that price, you can use that price when it comes to best bets.
Of course.
That is fine.
Ooh.
So if you want to research the lines and get the best line before the show, you're totally allowed to do that. Just get me the best line. So we will go on here to the next game.
I think.
Go ahead.
I mean, I've been looking at these back and forth games at home and away between these two teams recently. That puck line, I don't know who wrote that on the chat. That Winnipeg puck line might not be such a bad idea after all.
Yeah, Winnipeg's done very well at home versus Chicago.
Winnipeg is winning today, I think.
And Chicago can't score more.
Winnipeg's about to go on a run to put them back in a playoff push.
I love that value, plus 150 on the puck line. Probably going to sprinkle that.
All right.
Probably going to put a
Even if you want to look to partner like the Winnipeg Jets and the Minnesota Wild money lines in a little parlay, I'm not someone who embraces that, but that was something I was looking at a little bit today, was parlaying those two.
Oh, I'll get to my parlays at the end of the show. I have 2 of them.
I'll be back in a second.
Do not endorse parlays here.
I do not either. Only 2-leggers. That's the most I'll go. 3 and up, you're no, it's not worth it.
Well, I'm giving out 2 4-game parlays later on, but it's a quarter unit and a half unit, so it's not like I'm going crazy.
Don't put full units on parlays.
Yeah,
it's
play responsibly.
Yeah,
it's somewhat for fun as well, but I don't know. All I used to do is bet parlays. I converted over to single bets, but I still do parlays once in a while for fun, especially if I really like a card. We'll go on here to the next game. Toronto is in Seattle, minus 250 for Toronto. It was minus 200 last night, plus 210 now for Seattle. Total of 6 in this game. I will bring up the stats here. Toronto is playing pretty well, 6-2 in their last 8, 6-2 to the over, 6.5. Seattle 2-3 in their last 5. They're 9-15-2 at home. As you can see here, when it comes to goals for, goals against, and power play penalty kill, the Leafs have a huge advantage here against the Seattle team. I like the Leafs. I think the Leafs come in here and get the win. I am on Matthews over half a power play point at plus 155. And also Matthews over 4.5 shots at plus 120. So those are the 2 bets that I have made. And then I also have the Leafs in my parlay, which I will get to. Nick, what do you think here, Leafs and Kraken?
Yeah. When I bet this game, I bet it at a line I really liked. And now I don't know if I would bet the line I bet at the line it is at now. This line opened up at 6.5 last night, and I bet under 6.5 here. With this game, I got it at minus 115. I see this as a potential spot where it could be 3-2, it could be something along those lines, even 4-2, and it would still cash the under 6.5. I just saw a Kraken game at 6.5, and I jumped on it immediately. Kraken have gone under 6.5. Granted, it's 6 now, but it still holds. 7 of the last 10, they've gone under 6. Toronto, they've gone under in 3 of their last 5 with the 6.5. 2 of their last 5 with the 6. That's kind of why I'm not really looking particularly at the 6 anymore. But I'm on under 6.5, and I wouldn't be surprised if we went through tonight and we looked back and we were like, man, the Kraken killed all our parlays tonight. I feel like if there's any team to pull off an upset tonight, I think the Kraken are the most live, which sounds weird because the Leafs are the biggest favorites. But we know how the Leafs are when they're minus 250 favorites. They seem to always shit the bed or whatever. So I'm on under 6.5, and at plus 120, Leafs team total under 3.5 doesn't look terrible per se. But I'm going to go with just the under 6.5 for me here. I got that at minus 115. It's all 6s now, so I don't think I'd be betting this game now, but I got under 6.5.
All right. Gloria asked, what did she miss?
Everything.
We went over 2 games. It's basically Wild and over, and basically Winnipeg and over. I think was the general consensus.
Wild. Puckline.
Yeah, and Wild Puckline.
Money line's worth nothing.
Yeah. Did I say money line? I meant Wild Puckline. We're all in the Wild and Wild over and Jets and over. Vito, what do you think here? Leafs and Kraken.
Well, Leafs and Kraken. This is it's all about Grubauer. If you believe if Grubauer is gonna play like Demko today, then you can think that Seattle is live.
Nope.
There is one thing I want to say about Grubauer is I do expect better from him in the second half of the season. He is the top goalie with at least 20 minimum starts for expected goals against, 2.34, which is 0.75 lower than it actually goals allowed against. So I think he's going to regress to a better form because he's the most unlucky goalie in the NHL right now, according to goals allowed numbers.
I mean, he is the worst in terms of goals saved above expected, though. If you look at a different metric, I guess it depends what you use for goalie stats.
His rebound control is dog shit. I mean, it's been dog shit since he was with the Avalanche, but I wouldn't trust Grubauer personally, but we'll see.
Well, continuing on this game, Grubauer. Well, of course, you expect him to be a little better on the second half. I mean, but I don't always lay it all on the goalie. It starts from the team, so all team just has to play better. So you see, Seattle, they had a pretty okay road trip when they went to East. They held the goalie and they kept the games low scoring. Now they went to actually and beat Ducks, right, on the first game. So let's check. But they lost to Arizona. 5-2. But that was first game out of the break, right? And for Arizona, that was already also that was second game for Arizona. Okay, so that makes a little bit sense.
Arizona beats on shitty teams.
So back to that, talking about this game. Well, I took Maple Leafs last night on a regulation price, which was minus 120 or minus 125, something like that in my books. And now it has dropped all the way down.
Yeah, a lot of money is coming on the Leafs overnight, for sure.
So I think, just look at the stats. The Leafs outshotted Toronto like crazy, man. I know that from my hockey stand, if you outshoot a team one night, you go in there, and the next night you do the same thing. You just score, something like that. So if Grubauer plays like Demko, then it's a chance for Seattle. But I think I don't think that Toronto wants to finish this road trip 0-3. And Jack Campbell also should have a better game today.
Well, Jack Campbell didn't play last game. It was Mrazek.
I mean, a better game than he had in Flames.
Oh, that one, yeah. I mean, they were shorthanded there too on the road, so it was close.
I took the Leafs,
Demko is good at hockey.
52 shots on Demko. That's insane.
Demko equals good at hockey.
I want to talk you off the race to 4. That sports guy. What do you think here, Leafs and Kraken?
That's my play. Toronto race to 4 plus 115. I got it at. I think you guys kind of said it here. Toronto's gone over in 6 of their last 7, 6-2 in their last 8. Then you look at that last game against Vancouver. 5.19 expected goals, 20 high danger chances created, only 5 given up. I mean, there is no way Vancouver should have won that game. Like Demko was the only reason they won that game. I know they scored a couple early, but he definitely got that win for them. So coming off that, I mean, when you play a game like that, I think like Vito said, you kind of just come out the next game and it's like, okay, same mentality, fire the puck. I think you expect a little bit more puck luck this time around, and I think the Leafs get it. I think they're playing Grubauer tonight, who I think hasn't been good this year. Sure, he probably should be a little bit better over the back half of the year, but I think this Leafs team they're just due. You don't put up 50 something shots and only score 2, and then come out the next game and see a similar result. I think so. I'll take the Leafs race to 4 plus 115, and then that's probably it.
All right. I'll just answer Jay Bennett's question. How do you do player props? For me, I look at ESPN. I look at the top players. I basically know who the top players for each team are. Then I look at who's on the top power play, line changes if there are any, and then playerreference.com will show you the player's stats. So I look at the players' last 5 games, last 10 games, and see what they've been doing recently. And then usually with player props for me, it depends on stats. So like today, I like the Kyle Connor power play point and Patrick Kane power play point because both teams are facing bad penalty kills, and both players have done well recently on the power play. So that's how I do it. I know everybody's different.
I mean, that's kind of what you should do when you look at props. It's like the recent bias is it usually goes with hot players. Like you look at Matthews, look at Marner before he stopped scoring. But I mean,
Marner shots. Did someone mention we need to put actually Marner shots over?
Yes.
Very important.
I was going to bet it, but
Yeah,
my book it's minus 175.
Don't say that on live TV. Don't give the books a reason to put that higher.
Nah, they already talk about everywhere in Medium and every day they talk about how Marner is shooting the puck. But books don't adjust it so far.
That
I don't
line,
have that bet at all.
those two guys are so fast. They're such good skaters that already like that just enhances the shot ability that you have on the line like that. Like both guys could probably get 5 shots. It's kind of like the Lightning with Point and Kucherov when they're on the same line. It's almost the same exact thing. For me personally, I also look at home and away players, how they do, because especially shot props, that's one thing. Certain guys shoot more away, certain guys shoot more at home. Also, history with player props sometimes is also very important with players that are still in their prime. We're not talking about players that are past due in age. We're talking about players that are still in the prime. Some players just love to play certain teams, and they score a lot.
Yeah. And I can add you guys that we're going to talk about last team now, where it's definitely one player which you should look at shots on goal today.
I know exactly where you're going for the last game there.
Yeah, to answer this question quick, basically, I see the props that I like, and I look at the numbers, and if it's plus money, then I'll take them. If not, then I usually pass.
Yeah, odds wise, I will never take a prop that's like below minus 105. Even minus 110 is stretching it for me. Especially like on goals, I would never touch that except for like.
No, don't lay juice on goals.
It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be paid because the goals ones can vary the most. A player can be hot and all of a sudden stop scoring, even though he's favored to score at plus 110. You just lost half a unit because you were trying to get more money on the shitty odds. Whereas like a player like Svechnikov, who can get hot and streaky, he's still at 200. You put half unit on that, you get a unit back, right? So
Gloria, yes, either or.
Yeah, people like Jets and over. Weapon X, what do you think here, Leafs and Kraken, before we move on to the last game?
Leafs puck line, it's easy for me here. Seattle at home give up a lot of goals. They're 8-18 covering puck lines at home. The Kraken 8-18. They do not cover puck lines, and they're never favored. So we're not talking about like they're a favorite puck line. It's not like they like win by 1. They usually lose by 2. This team has never almost been favored at home during the season. This is an expansion team. The Leafs are not as bad on the road. at the puck line. They're 9-12, so I just like him here to smack, especially with that bitter taste in their mouth that they had in Vancouver. They knew the history going in Vancouver that they were winless, and they are still winless. They're pissed off. Probably Marna's gonna want to get back on track here with goals and shit. I know Nylander hasn't scored in a while, so I think he gets on the board here. I think we see a lot of Leaf goals in general. So for me, puck line is gonna be one of the easiest ones, and you get at plus money still. Coolbet has it at plus 102, and then Bet365 for me here has it at even money. So there you go.
Awesome. The final game of the night here is Edmonton in San Jose. Edmonton minus 160, San Jose plus 140. Bringing the stats here. Edmonton 6-2-1 in their last 9, trending towards the under. 6 games, 1 under, 3 over. San Jose 1-3-2 in their last 6. However, they haven't played in like what feels like 20 years.
13 days.
Yeah, 13 days. 4 games, 1 under, 2 over. Both teams have been going to overtime. Pretty similar records. Edmonton on the road, San Jose at home. The Sharks 4-1-1 in their last 6 at home versus Edmonton. All 6 soared over 6.5 in their previous matchups here. As you can see, Oilers have the edge here in goals for. Pretty even in goals against. And they have the advantage in power play and penalty kill here. I don't have any plays on this game, any single plays. They are in my parlay, however. So I will go over my parlays here. Actually, I will bring it up. Bring it up here. So the first one, a Minnesota money line, Winnipeg money line, Toronto money line, Edmonton money line, all 4 favorites on the money line, plus 493, a half unit. Minnesota on the puck line, Winnipeg on the puck line, Toronto on the puck line, Edmonton on the puck line, plus 22.95 for a quarter unit.
Let's
as I
play
said,
which team is going to blow it.
That answer
whatever.
is it's in the west. It's in the west of Canada.
Whatever happens, happens. I really
I
like
see that.
tonight's card, so that's what I went with for my parlays.
The Oilers are going to be the one. Unfortunately.
We'll see. Nick, what do you think here, Oilers and Sharks?
Yeah. Also, I want to touch on this one comment by Jay Bennett there. Yeah. So example is something you would do is grab Dubois over half a point, Nugent Hopkins. See, I wouldn't partner those two together. If your book allows it, look for 2 players that skate together. Like, look for trying to partner up like a Marner and a Matthews together. 2 people who who skate on the same line.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason behind that is with point props, you can do this with 3 players. You can do the 2 forwards or the 3 forwards on a line. And if one of them scores a goal, the other 2 assists, you just cast your parlay like that. My book, unfortunately, does not let me parlay stuff like that. But if you're going to look to parlay people to score points, look for all line mates. That's my best way of doing it because you have to be less perfect in order to cash that parlay. Onto this game here. Huh?
The thing is, most books won't allow that because it's the same game.
They won't allow you to parlay the same game.
FanDuel is the only book I know that allows you to do the same bet builder on player props.
Yeah. If you haven't, I was saying if you had access to doing that, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. But yeah, then individually bet them. If you like a point prop for someone, and I usually when I did that for a couple weeks, I was screwing around with point props. I would bet all 3 of the line mates because if one scores a goal, the other 2 assists, you cash all 3 bets. But on to this last game here, Oilers and Sharks. One thing I will not do is back a team that hasn't played a game in 13 days because you don't know exactly where you're going to get from them. And it's a struggling team with the San Jose Sharks team and a struggling goaltender, James Reimer. Granted, on the other side, it's going to be Stuart Skinner, as Babano would say it. I like the Edmonton Oilers in this spot here. I'm going to take their team total over 3.5 at plus 105. I'm not asking them to win the game. I'm not asking them to play a full 60 minutes. I'm asking them to score 4 goals against a team that hasn't played in 13 days. Plain and simple. And I'm going to look to do that. And yeah, there's also 3 more teams that haven't played since the All-Star break with the Kings, with the Panthers, and with the Rangers. At the very least, I'm not backing any of those 3 teams in their first game back in any way, shape, or form. I think I was looking over the slates tomorrow, and I passed on both the Rangers and the Kings game, or I'm looking at an over in one of them. But I'm going to look to slam Carolina against Florida when they do play. So just keep an eye out for teams who haven't played in a very long time. They could be rusty, so look for that. So I'm going to take Edmonton to get on the board here early and often, over 3.5 at plus 105. Edmonton Oilers team total.
Awesome. Vito, what do you think your Oilers and Sharks?
Well, first of all, obviously, big game for Evander Kane against his former team. I mean, so definitely look at his props today. Some shot. I think he's getting hyped up already. So, and about the whole game. I mean, this is a division rival, right? And as we all know, Oilers has been done pretty good against division rivals, as far as I know this year. I think they're like 10-3-1 or something like that. And still, new coach, new voice in the locker room. I mean, still changes something. You can get some tip it out. Bring someone new in, changes a little bit the game. You start to think differently. It kind of opens your mind. So you saw how Smith played the first game straight away. So on this Sharks team coming out from big break, I mean, there's Latvian player playing Rudolfs Balcers now. So he's actually being pretty much on the board, and he's on the first line usually with Meyer and Hertl, I think. Some of these guys, yeah. And well, obviously I took Oilers in the regulation. I think they win this game.
All right. That sports guy, how do you think your Oilers and Sharks?
I took over 6 minus 125. I think if you look at these 2 teams in the head-to-head, the Sharks are 8-1-1 in their last 10. They're 9-1 to the over. They've gone over in 11 of their last 12 meetings head-to-head, over in their last 5 in San Jose. And San Jose hasn't played, like Nick said, since I don't know what the date was, but they haven't played in a long time. Expect them to be rusty tonight. Expect the Oilers to be able to score. But I expect the Sharks to also be able to net a couple. I think if you've historically had a good run of success against a team, that's obviously for a reason. I think they'll be able to score a couple. I like this game to go over. I think that's it. If I had to pick a winner, I think I would lean with the Oilers, just because they have played as of late. But I think I'm just going to stay away, just looking at how the Sharks have dominated this head-to-head. So just give me over 6 minus 125, and that's it.
All right. Weapon X, a final game of the night here. Before we get to best bets and best parlay pieces, what do you think here, Oilers and Sharks?
Yeah, my boy there behind me. I mean, he's not my boy, but let's just make that clear. I do not endorse anything he's done legally in the last 2 years. The one thing I can guarantee he'll do, he's gonna go and do some tonight. He's back in his old home. He's gonna do a lot of that, and then he's gonna come out and fucking score against his old team, most probably. I'm looking at his shot props right now because that also would probably be a good bet if you can get at plus money, and it's probably should be at 2.5. San Jose gives up like a decent amount of shots at home, and they're gonna be rusty, right? They haven't played in over 10 days. So for Evander Kane over shots, well, see, the books already know actually. So
yep.
That's
what's the price? What's the line and what's the price?
Yeah, it's over 3.5 shots minus 120. I'm just gonna take him to score or probably get a point. Let's see, for him to get a point, it's probably just also it's juiced. They expect Evander Kane to go get that Coke and then blow this shit up.
What's the price for Evander Kane 2+ goals?
How about Eddie? We're at it.
2+ goals. Actually, yeah, that
Just
yeah,
for like
at that
a
point you could
quarter
even
unit.
a hat trick.
Well, yeah, I would ladder it.
Plus 700 for 2+ goals, 39-1 for a hat trick.
See,
Yeah,
that's
I got
it
him at
could be worth
plus 700.
a ladder, like just a quarter unit on the 2+
3,500.
and a quarter on the hat trick.
I'm gonna do that with you. I'm gonna put half a
Let's
unit
do it.
on a goal scorer, then a quarter and a quarter on the.
Free
Yeah.
salmon ladder parlay. I mean, not parlay. Sorry, free salmon ladder player props for people. Evander Kane to score 1 goal, 2 goals, and a hat trick. You can go quarter, half unit, and very little sprinkles on the hat trick and the 2 goals. Why not?
All
And
right.
the Edmonton Oilers can still lose this game somehow. That's all.
They can. I mean, they can. Leafs also. Everything's possible.
Yeah, these a lot of these teams are
Sketchy teams
like
and
Andy
with
said,
sloppy defense
Steelers.
and losing focus.
All right.
Weak mind.
So we are at the best bets and best parlay pieces. As you can see here, this is the current standings. This is the current standings. That Sports Guy still has the lead in best bets. I'm a little bit behind there. Vito, after 3 shows, is right on our trail. Weapon X behind there. Best parlay pieces. I still have the lead, but That Sports Guy is coming. Is right behind me there. So we will get into this right now. As you can see on the screen, my best bet is Minnesota puck line plus 110. Tim also went Minnesota puck line plus 110. I went Minnesota money line. Tim went Toronto money line. Nick, it's there, but if you want to say, go ahead.
Yeah, Jets and Blackhawks over 5.5 around -118. Love this play today, and then Minnesota money line for my parlay piece.
All right. Who wants to go first? That's Sports Guy, Weapon X, Vito. Who is ready?
I'll go, and then I got to take off here. Is that cool?
Yep.
Like the usual.
Oh, come on, man! I got to wrap up my workday here. Jets, Blackhawks over 5.5, -118, -120, whatever it is. That's best bet. Shit. And my best parlay piece is the let's go with the Wild money line, I guess.
All right. Vito, are you ready?
Thanks for hosting and best of luck, eh? Best of luck, everybody.
No problem. Thanks for coming, That Sports Guy.
Right.
If anybody wants to find That Sports Guy, if you want to find anybody that's on the show, it is all in the description on the video. Once we are done, I put everybody that was on the show, I put their links in the description on the video. So yes, thanks for coming, That Sports Guy, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Well, I don't want to go Minnesota puck line since everybody went. That's not fun. So give me Jets in the puck line.
Ah, man, come on.
And what are the odds for that?
150 plus 150.
Oh, plus 150. Okay, it's plus 150. Plus 150. Oops.
Okay. Shit, I gotta find another angle now. Damn. Damn.
Okay, a parlay piece, I guess, right?
I'm gonna parlay a fucking puck line and give it as a best bet.
Parlay piece. So give me Toronto, man, the money line. They're not losing Kraken. The Kraken is not stealing coins today.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, it wasn't letting me type in here. So you're going Toronto money line?
Yep.
All right, Weapon X.
I can easy go regulation, but I guess all doesn't matter. So keep it as money line.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, for the parlays, it's always better actually to go money line. If you're parlaying like 3-4 games, I mean, there will be one game which will go to OT. It's just like it is. So if you're making parlays, I always love to go all the money line. That's easier. Mr. Freeze, that's just the best bet for the show. If you for the Mr. Freeze, who is writing Jets puck line, I would choose. Well, I would choose.
No, it's okay, man.
Jets
Don't
regulation.
change the spot. It's all right. You
No. It's
Yeah,
Hey.
just for me, I'm on the puck line, because I still believe there's an empty netter and they perhaps score
yeah.
it. So, but
hey, not everybody agrees. Everybody will have different opinions. Some people will be right. Some people will be wrong. That's what happens.
It's okay if Mr. Free says no to the puck line. I'll take that any day.
I mean, regulation is available, so he can go for regulation.
Weapon X, what do you think here for your best bet and best parlay piece?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly I like 3 puck lines in this slate, so it's a mini mo. I'll just go with the Jets one too because it's a good value at plus 150, and I think it's a perfect spot with fading the Shithawks here on their last roadmap. And Jets have been scoring on the power play, and they will get power play because Blackhawks are one of the teams that takes the most penalties. So
Good point.
that's that too, and their PK is shit. So
Yeah.
both PKs are shit, but I mean, goals would be scored, and I think the Jets just come out here on top with at least 2.
All right, and best parlay piece?
And best parlay piece, give me Vander Kane to get 4 shots on net at minus 110.
Over 4.5 shots.
I think it was over 3.5.
Over
That
3.5.
Enough?
Yeah, sorry,
3.5.
not
Oh,
2.5. That would probably be McDavid. Like his props are just, the books are really just hammering those.
McDavid's only plus 120 to score a goal, by the way, tonight. Usually he's like plus 105, plus 110.
Yeah, lately he has, I think, because on the road, Draisaitl scores a lot more. So I think maybe that's why. But look, 3.5 shots from McDavid minus 110.
Mr. Freeze is bringing up fighting words there with you. Weapon X.
What do you say?
Yeah. But
That's why we're in first place, right, bro?
everybody's entitled to their
The
opinion.
Vegas Golden Knights with your shit coach. Damn.
All right. That is the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Everybody smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Share out the show. We appreciate it. Every day, Monday to Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern. We will be back tomorrow, a big card tomorrow, and we will be back for it. Check in for the free pick videos. Most likely, I'll do 1 or 2 free pick videos tonight.
That's
for
for
tomorrow's
Mr.
games.
Freeze.
And Makar is blowing you a kiss, Mr. Freeze. Everybody have a good night, and good luck to everybody. Have a good one, guys.